Hello and welcome to The Gaggle, where we challenge and, if necessary, destroy media narratives. I'm George Szamuely. With me today, of course, is co-founder of The Gaggle, Peter Lavelle, host also of RT's talk show, Crosstalk. Well, Peter, the UEFA Cup is being played in Europe right now. It's all very exciting. Some nations have already gone through into the next round of the tournament, but there are a few matches left to decide the remaining teams that can go through to the next round. One very important match is taking place tonight in Munich between Hungary and Germany. If Hungary win, then they go through to the next round. If Hungary draw, then they're out of the competition, but Germany is still likely to go through. Well, the reason we're talking about this is that, as we've mentioned, I think before in one of the podcasts, Hungary recently passed legislation that prohibited what they deem gay propaganda or whatever, but to children. So it wasn't persecution of homosexuality or anything like that, but they just said we're not going to have a gay propaganda taught in schools and in educational institutions to people underage. So that was the limitation. But in any case, so Hungary is going off to Munich to play Germany, and the mayor of Munich has proposed that the stadium, the Munich stadium, be lit up in the rainbow colors in protest at this legislation in Hungary.
What's this have to do with football?
Exactly. The UEFA, which is the authority overseeing this tournament, has said that Munich can't do this because this is obviously very political and is being directed at the Hungarian national team. So it looks like Munich is not going to have this rainbow at the moment. It could still change, but at the moment it doesn't look like they're going to have the rainbow colors at the match tonight. However, a number of other stadiums in Germany will light up with the rainbow colors. Again, in protest at Hungary's legislation. Now, Peter, what seems so bizarre about all of this is legislation that has been passed in Hungary. It's not in Germany. This isn't a German legislators. This is the Hungarian legislators. They've all been democratically elected. Hungary is a democracy. It's a member of the European Union. It's a member of NATO. And this was a decision of their elected representatives. So why exactly are the German politicians, trying to interfere in internal Hungarian affairs by humiliating Hungarian footballers? I mean, it just seems utterly bizarre. What do you think?
Well, I guess now EU countries are sanctioning other EU countries, okay, right, and they're using football. I don't know. I'm just completely mystified. It's a football match.
Right.
The thing is, particularly now in our day and age, people want sports to stop thinking about politics. I mean, in the U.S., it's taking a knee. How you respond to the national anthem. Do you want to be on the field or not on the field? Why do people go to these games?
Right.
To watch the game.
Right.
And I don't understand why there are these forces, like politicians or woke people in the football community. Why don't you think about the fans first? Okay, I mean, they're paying for it, aren't they? Are they paying to see your political stripes on display? I don't think so.
That you absolutely hit the nail on the head, because if you want to protest, and this applies particularly to the English, Scottish, Welsh teams. So, if you want to make a statement, do it on your own time. Take out an ad in a newspaper, write an op-ed, whatever. You've got plenty of opportunities, but this is a platform exclusively provided for you to show off your footballing skills. That's the only reason people are there. They're not there to listen to your very uninteresting views on whatever, on racism or homophobia or whatever. And that's it, that they are using a platform, and therefore in a way that was not designed. And it is an insult to the fans. And so when the fans start booing, and then all your sporting authorities say, well, the fans are being disrespectful. No, the players are being disrespectful to the fans by inflicting on them their politics. The fans don't share their politics. They're particularly on this taking the knee, which is about Black Lives Matter. The fans know something about Black Lives Matter, and they know, what the hell are you doing worshiping this very unsavory organization?
Well, does political attitudes on the field generate points, goals? I don't think so. I don't understand how that works. Okay, because when you're on the pitch, it's win or lose. Okay, right. What are you going to do? You're going to have a 5-minute ideology break, right, and broadcast it to the fans. What is this? It's all nonsense. I mean, if you go to a concert, you go to a football game, you don't go there for politics unless it's about politics, which I don't know. What is political football? I don't know what that is. Okay. Right. Okay. I mean, what this is that this is this ideology that is so uncompromising. It must invade every facet of life, right, everything. Right. And and the thing is that the more you do it, the more you make everything politics, the more it is never about politics. It's about power. That's what this is about. Being able to do it, to suppress and subsume what you deem as your ideological opponent, which particularly conservatives, they don't particularly think in those ways of the hostility. Basically, people like you and I go like, okay, that's what you want to do. Okay, good, fine. They don't. They say, no, you must be converted. Right. Right. This is so messianic. It's messianic in foreign policy, and it's messianic domestically. Okay, it must invade and capture and control all facets of life, which is a form of authoritarianism.
Well, I think it is, particularly when it comes to first of all, even though we're protesting racism in sport. Now, sport is actually one of the least racist activities in the
around the world.
Exactly. I mean, if ever there is a, let's say, over-representation of people of color, then it's in the field of sport. So,
and it's based on merit. It's merit. That's why I like it.
The moment somebody's in the team who's not good enough, the fans are really, you're out. I mean, you exactly on merit. You lose.
Nobody cares if you're black, brown, or white. If you can't score points,
you're out. You're right. Exactly. So what is it really about? So they're essentially trying to humiliate the fans, because the fans are the great unwashed, the great uneducated, the deplorables, and so on. So it's really trying to ram something down the throats of the fans, which is kind of why the fans sort of pick up on it and don't like this taking the knee very much. But it's also being used against opponents, because England is doing it, other than England, Scotland, and Wales. No one else is doing it. So now when England plays the Czech Republic, the Czech players, they didn't take the knee. So suddenly it seems like, well, look at the Czechs, they support racism. They refuse to take the knee. I mean, so what you're really doing, you're humiliating the others and trying to go, well, you don't share our noble values. Whereas
but this is neoliberal bullying. That's what it is. It's bullying. Bully everyone into submission.
Yes.
Yep. And it's so counterproductive. Then people get defensive about it, and then it does create a genuine social conflict where none should have begun in the first place. I mean, look, I live in Russia. I mean, there are gay pride parades everywhere, right? I mean, go show your support. Go for it. Right. And I mean that seriously. If that's how you feel, go out and do it. It's your right to do that, okay? But why do you have to bring it into a football match? You intimidate the fans, intimidate the players. Right. And what business do you have bullying other people?
That's it. That's absolutely right. And so for the Munich mayor, who basically said, well, we're going to have the lights in rainbow colors. What are you doing? You're humiliating the Hungarian players. Well, what do the Hungarian players got to do with any of that? They're there to play football. You're ramming something down their throats over something that they had no control over and that has nothing to do with. I mean, so this is the worst kind of politicking, and it's one, I think. Ultimately, I believe it is self-destructive, because I think fans will start staying away from sport, much as fans are staying away from like the Hollywood Oscars. Remember, Oscars used to be a big deal. I mean, now every year everyone's excited. How low will the Oscar TV ratings?
I mean,
A new record.
when you go to a match, when you're watching the players play, is anyone in the stand thinking, I wonder what their stand is on transgenderism? Maybe they do.
I don't think so. I don't think so. And that's why
I think what they're thinking, look how fast he is. Look how adroit he is.
Exactly.
Look how many goals he scores.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if ever there's a meritocracy, it's professional sport. I mean,
professional sport.
Pay a lot of money, and they pay for the best. They're not, you know.
No, I mean, I've been asked that many times. You know, don't you think they're overpaid? And I said, you know, in this case, and I always look at each case. In this case, the market, you know, supply and demand meet pretty clearly. Okay. Right. Because people are willing to pay to see excellence, because we have no excellence in culture anymore, and we have no excellence in politics anymore, and the arts no more. We abhor excellence, okay? And one place where it's still thriving is in sport, and they want to destroy that, because what we've done is create the most mediocre culture in the history of the West, and it is in rapid decline because they worship mediocrity.
It is mediocre, and I have to say, the Germany seems particularly. I mean, it's, you know, there is something strange. I mean, you know, the Hungarians are coming to Germany. Hungarians are standing on their own 2 feet. They have a kind of pride, they have a dignity, they're proud of their country. And the Germans are kind of caught up in their woke, tendentious political culture. It's a strange kind of juxtaposition.
Yeah, this sleepwalking through a disaster of their own making. They have no self-awareness how destructive it is. And we've seen it all through the Western world, particularly in the United States. Look at the NBA. I mean, you know, talk about, you know, I don't know, hundreds of billion-dollar franchise, and how they have just, you know, undercut themselves every step of the way because they have no courage.
Yes.
You know, I just say, look, this is a game of competition, and and that's what we're focused on. That's what the fans want. That's okay. That's if you want to invent, you know, some kind of fantasy transgender football, you know, league, go ahead, do it online. Okay, even maybe bet on it. Okay, take some money off of it, but leave the real thing alone. Okay.
No, that's it. That's it. They're misusing the platform that they were provided. The platform's provided to show off their sporting prowess. It's not there for you to make political statements, and that's why you are abusing what the fans have asked you to do. You know, you want to make a political statement. You know, you've got a lot of money. Take out an ad in a national newspaper. There, you can sound off about your views on racism. But here, people have come to watch a match. They don't come to watch.
It's really interesting. This is happening in Munich. Remember Jesse Owens? Okay, and Jesse Owens, he won because he was the best, not because he was black, not because he was white, not because he was anti-Nazi, pro-Nazi, because he was the best at what he did. And he is still remembered to this day as one of the greatest athletes of all time. And he should be, because he was the best.
He was the best. Won 4 gold medals in Berlin in '36. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Peter, that's good. It's unusual for us. You know, we covered.
Yes, unusual, but I think it went well. Okay.
Yes. So where can we be found?
We're on Locals now, a great place to be. Our address is thegaggle.locals.com. Please come and take a look. It's a growing community. We're having a lot of fun there. We're talking one-on-one through Zoom, of course, with some of our followers, which is really, really interesting. And of course, it would be remiss of me not to talk about the tip jar, Buddy's tip jar. Sorry, George, we're in different cities, okay? But please take a look at it. Anything you can do to help us out is very much appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything you can do makes our life much easier, makes everything much more fun. So we're also on Rumble. Look us up there. And remember, if you like the gaggle, please like, share, and subscribe. See you soon. Bye.